Okay, class, today we are going to learn about the American Revolution, the shot heard around the world. But more important than that...
This sucks. AP testing is over. Half the class were seniors, and they're all gone now. She's still making us do stuff.
I'm having fun.
No, you're not.
As to declarations of independency, be patient.
This is insane. School should be over. We should be watching a movie or playing Kahoot. We have like 8 days left of school.
Okay, here is a letter from Abigail to John.
Put down your pencils, close your notebooks, discard your notes. You won't need them. School is over.
Yeah, Miss Bernhard, let us go. It's summer. Who's with me? Yeah! Don't let them take away your early summer.
I'm marking them all absent.
Hi, I'm Harper.
And I'm Jordan, and welcome to the Transcript. This week, the Transcript talks to Henry the service dog,
Investigates the fencing team,
and reviews the 1986 film Stand By Me.
In global news on Tuesday, a record amount of algae was recorded piled up across the Caribbean and nearby areas, and more is expected this month. The amount, nearly 38 million tons, is the biggest quantity of algae observed across the Caribbean Sea. This buildup causes both environmental issues, preventing animals like turtles from thriving on beaches, and economic issues for islands that rely on tourism. On Wednesday, in national news, President Donald Trump signed a proclamation to ban travel from several countries to the U.S., citing security risks. This directive is part of an immigration crackdown that Trump launched this year at the start of his second term, which has included deportations to El Salvador of hundreds of Venezuelans, as well as the efforts to deny enrollments to some foreign students and deport others. The proclamation is effective on June 9, 2025 at 12:01 a.m. On Thursday, Marcelo Gomez, a Milford, Massachusetts teenager detained by ICE last weekend, was granted bond after his first deportation hearing Thursday afternoon. Gomez was detained in late March because of a lapsed visa. However, he came to the U.S. lawfully from Brazil when he was 7 years old. Yesterday, he was granted bail by a Massachusetts immigration court. Quote, "It's not okay that students across the state are fearful of going to school or sports practice, and that parents have to question whether their children will come home at the end of the day," Governor Maura Healey said Thursday. I'm Shira, and thanks for watching.
Northampton High School has multiple therapy dogs that come in and spend time with the students and teachers alike. NHS has 3 therapy dogs that regularly come in, joining the 62% of high schools that have a therapy dog or related programs, and over 60% of U.S. colleges with a pet therapy program. Therapy dogs have been found to have a positive impact on student academic and emotional well-being. Today, the Transcript talks to the therapy dog owners and students to examine the benefits.
Henry is in my room mainly to provide support for students, but also because he is a lovable dog who loves people. So I think it's a mutual thing. Like, Henry gets a lot out of it, students get a lot out of it. Having a dog in the room kind of shifts the energy a bit so that things are a little bit lighter, definitely happier mood in the room. People really seek him out and come and visit the classroom.
I really like having Henry in my class because he helps me focus, and he's very cute and keeps everyone on track.
We first got him when he was about 3 months old, and so I right away, he took to my children, and one of my kids is scared of dogs, so it was really hard for my oldest kid at first to deal with it and having the dog in the house, but Henry just took it so gracefully, and he just was really gentle with my kid and helped him to sort of get comfortable with dogs without being over the top crazy, even as a puppy. So I knew right away that he was good with people. I knew he was good with kids. He took obedience classes and he was doing well with that. And I said, all right, I think it's time, now that he's 3, to put him in the therapy dog class at Bright Spots, and that's what we did.
Henry helps me when the classroom is loud and I'm having trouble focusing. Having Henry there is super helpful.
I think we have, we all know we have a few dogs in the building right now, and I think those teachers will also say that they bring kind of this more chilled out energy, but also a little bit more playfulness to the room. Any classroom having a dog in it is great. So I think I am learning that there need to be some rules around interacting with Henry during class. Like getting him to play tug of war, for example, is really distracting because he's really loud about it. That's probably not something that should happen during class. And so what I do is I put his toy away during class, and then in between classes, if someone wants to play with him or throw it for him, they can do that. First he greets everyone, and then he settles down. Usually he'll sit next to someone, and then he'll kind of move and sit next to someone else, whoever is willing to pet him. And then eventually he settles and lays down in his bed. It's all about the right sort of relationship of the dog to the people in the room.
Other teachers should definitely get therapy animals. They're very encouraging, and I love English a lot more than I did before Henry was there.
Are you a good boy?
Make sure to pay the dogs a visit in rooms 303 and 201. Thanks for watching.
Welcome back to Ham Tub. This week we took a deep dive into the fencing team and asked them what it's like to be on the team and how the team got started. We got to talk to the captains to ask them questions that you want to know.
Hi, I'm Elliot Dinsmore. I'm on the NHS fencing team. We practice Mondays and Thursdays from 4 to 6, and it's a really fun experience. Everyone on the team is super friendly and encouraging, and all around nice people. Our practices usually start with stretching and fencing footwork, and then we get into drills with each of our separate weapons for the second half of practice, which is really fun. We break into squads, which are groups of 3 to 4 people based on your weapon and gender. And we often have to go to Boston or the Boston area for tournaments because there's no public schools who do fencing in our area. And we're competing against schools with way more experience and funding and equipment. So we're often the underdogs, but we tend to do pretty well for ourselves. We did okay in states in the overall leaderboard. So yeah, pretty fun.
My name is Willa Barman, and I am the captain of the fencing team, and I am the squad captain of the women's FA squad. The fencing team at NHS was started over 30 years ago, and it was started by Marty Wohl, and he still contributes to the team a lot, and he provides a lot of funding and stuff like that, and his grandson is on the team, which is really cool, so he's still involved, and although sometimes there's been a smaller team, it's continued through those 3 decades. So as captain, I basically just organize practice and make sure that it flows smoothly. Right? So it's important to have leadership and student leadership because we only have typically a coach and an assistant coach, and they can't be everywhere, right? And because we have so many different squads, it's necessary and to know what's happening, especially newer recruits.
My name is Noah Bradbury. I've been the Sabre squad captain on the Northampton High School fencing team since my freshman year. I had some experience fencing before that, and I was super eager to join the team. My freshman year, we didn't even know if there would be a team. The previous entire team was all seniors, they all graduated, and we really had to build the team up from scratch. And it's been so rewarding seeing the team that me and my peers built from our freshman year get bigger and bigger and more competitive. It's just super rewarding.
Thank you for watching. We hope you learned a lot about the fencing team. And if you want to join, please talk to Willa, Elliot, and Noah about joining. Thank you.
Welcome back to Real Talk.
This week we watched the movie Stand By Me. It stars River Phoenix, Corey Feldman, and Jerry O'Connell.
The movie follows 4 boys searching for the body of a boy who died in their hometown. Along the way, they bond, and it becomes a defining moment in their lives.
The movie is based on a novel by Stephen King.
And it was released in 1986. Let's jump into the review.
So I give the plot a 4 out of 5 stars. I think it's very clear what is going on. It's very concise. It's very easy to understand that these boys want to go find this body to have it make them famous and make them heroes. And they're also trying to escape their at-home lives together.
I would also give the plot a 4 out of 5. It's very simple, but very good. I feel like the plot of like 4 young outcast boys going on an adventure was very repetitive in the 80s. So it wasn't too creative, I'd say, because if you think of like The Goonies or like E.T., I don't know, like a bunch of movies like that. So yeah, the plot is good, but very simple.
Moving on to acting. I give the acting a 4.5 out of 5. I thought it was really good, especially because they were all really young actors. And there was so many touching scenes in it where the 2 best friends are opening up to each other and talking about their harsh lives at home and their insecurities. It's kind of hard to watch. It's really sad, but it's also really beautiful. And
I'd give the acting a 5 out of 5 because yet again, the boys were very young. And like these days, I feel like for movies about young people, they'll use like 20-year-olds and it's not very believable. But back then, the boys acting out the parts were actually that age and it was very good, so touching. And I also kind of like the evil older sibling plot line, like the acting for that was very good.
Up next is cinematography. I give that definitely a 5 out of 5. I just loved how they showed when they crossed the bridge on the train tracks, they showed the mountains in the back and they showed the river, and they had lots of different scenes out in nature and like zoomed out scenes of the boys all walking together.
I'd give the cinematography a 3 out of 5. I feel like it was nothing special, just following the boys. No like insane cinematography carry like as in a Wes Anderson movie or something. The 50s hair that they had in that movie, so fire, bring it back. Like if you're a guy, gel your hair back, let that one little strand like dip in the front.
I
like,
love the jeans.
I really liked how the plot was also like an older version of the main character reflecting back on his childhood memories. Kind of gave the movie this very like nostalgic feeling. Thank you for watching Real Talk. Tune in next week for something that, tune in next year.
Thanks for watching the transcript. Rising seniors, remember that parking spots are available for $35 starting on Monday.
This year, you'll be able to paint your parking spots.
Transcript.